of the Passion of our Lord as we prepare to celebrate this journey together this week, the suffering that we have to go through before we reach Easter. And I'm really struck by the language in the second reading about how Jesus humbled himself. He completely emptied himself. He totally took on immense human suffering so that Christ, that God himself could suffer us in our human times of sorrow. And we're called to be like Christ to those who we meet. So we're called to be compassionate for those who are suffering also. On the eve of his suffering, during the agony in the garden, Jesus invited his friends to come and sit with him and be with him and keep vigil with him while he prayed and went through his suffering. And his friends fell asleep. It's kind of human nature sometimes when there's suffering going on, there's something a lot bigger than ourselves. It's easier to just kind of close our eyes and fall asleep. But Christ needed his friends to stay with him that night and keep vigil and keep prayer and keep watch. And we have an opportunity to do that this week for those in our community as well. Because there are some kinds of suffering that should never, ever be part of the human experience. And in fact, 1 in 4 folks potentially on our campus have been impacted by sexual violence, like rape and sexual assault. So I invite you to join us this evening, Monday, April 2nd, 7 p.m., right here in Perry Square Gazebo for Take Back the Night. It's a rally against sexual violence, and it's a really powerful way to start Holy Week as we gather together in the darkness, folks who have been survivors and victims of violence and those of us who maybe haven't been, but we gather together to hold vigil and to comfort each other in a time of sorrow and to stand up against this tremendous amount of violence that should never be accepted in our community. So Christ asked us to keep vigil with him in his suffering, and we're asked to keep vigil with those of us in our community who are suffering as well. We invite you to join us this Monday in Perry Square, rain location, Yale Ballroom, and start out your Holy Week living in solidarity and compassion with those who need to know the light of Christ. And while we all keep vigil as a human community together, waiting for the joy that will come to us on Easter morning.